Hey everybody, it's meteorologist Jamie Singleton with you here, looking at a system that's off to our south. I've been watching this over the past couple of days, actually from last week, and it looks like our radar here is temporarily gone out a little bit on me here, but I'll stop it at the latest frame. This particular software has a few bugs, as it's a early version of it. Basically, it's a guy that develops this for folks like me that do Facebook and online stuff. Provides TV-like graphics for you. So I've got the temperatures overlaid, or actually underlaid, from the radar. You can see that we've got a couple of systems here, but the main system is an area of low pressure, which is near the Gulf of Mexico. And if you're on my Patreon, first, thank you. But we've been talking about the possibility of always watching these Gulf lows, because they tend to overdevelop moisture a little bit, and I throw it back into our area a little bit more than some models forecast. So far, this has been pretty much right on the money as far as what a lot of the models had yesterday. We had snow going up to Roanoke, Virginia by noon, and here it is 4 minutes to noon, and I've got reports of snow in the Roanoke, Virginia area, very light, but it's also still snowing right now through eastern Tennessee and far southwest Virginia. In through here, we've got reports of a coating to as much as 1.5 inches of snow from Nashville to Knoxville and in and around Bristol especially. And the radar is not showing it here, but the rain snow line is actually farther east than what the radar thinks, as temperatures today started out very cold and aren't really warming up all that much. The above ground temperatures are cold enough for snow. It's the surface temperatures that will determine whether or not this moisture that's moving in from North Carolina falls as snow. And it's mainly light once again. But kind of zooming you in here, Roanoke, they are showing up at, let's see, let's get the latest image up. 37 in Martinsville, 34 Covington. I think Roanoke was right in the lower 30s. They're in the middle 30s across the New River Valley. 32, though, at Pulaski there. So temperatures are marginal once again with this little event, and it is an event. It's not a full-fledged snowstorm by any stretch, but you can see as you go a little bit farther east, temperatures are in the 40s. So just some light rain as that moves through your area, this little system here. We've got a cutoff low. It's a closed low, rather. It's not really cut off from anything. It's a closed low. And then we've got rainfall reports. These are all the reporting stations showing up there in green. There's some snowfall that you see there and some of the blue icons. And if you zoom in a little bit more, you can see that there's another front here across the northeast. This is kind of interacting with this, and we've got a jet stream in between both systems. And what's happening is the spin that's associated with this that's in Arkansas right now is actually going to be flattened out by the jet stream, which will overall weaken the system. There is one caveat, and that could be if we see this energy pass over the coast, we could start to get a little more of a surface low development, and we may see a surprise fetch of moisture from that early tonight. So I'm going to be watching that possibility very carefully. But we've got a split flow, and that's what you want for at least some kind of activity. Again, this isn't a big system at all. No advisories are in effect or anything like that, just a special weather statement for some. But this is the northern branch of the jet stream. Not really the Arctic branch, the northern polar branch, basically. And that's coming out of Canada. You can see numerous storms there rotating around it, going into New York State there. And you can see that yellow area is the dry air. That's going to punch in here for tomorrow, for Tuesday, and give us a mild Wednesday and Thursday until we get this out of here. And this just so happened, this southern stream system, so you've got one branch here, southern branches here, and they're both kind of converging on the area. It just so happens that this is interacting with temperatures that were cold enough this morning to support snow. And if this had really sped up by about 6 hours, we'd probably have snow on the ground. But it was a timing issue for us. But snow is on the ground in Tazewell County. I'm going to zoom on in here. We've got, and I'll show you the latest radar picture, reports of 1 inch of snow there from a spotter, a measurement of 1 inch of snow at an elevation of 3,200 feet. So, yeah, when temperatures are marginal like this, that elevation makes all the difference. The spotter also mentioned that the snow was still falling in the area. And if you look at some of these reporting stations, even around the Hickory, Morganton area, if you travel Interstate 40 like I have over the past few years, down across North Carolina. Once you go through Statesville here and you go west, you run into Hickory, and then west of Hickory, you run into Morganton. They've got snow at the airport there, and it's snowing at the Asheville airport as well into North Carolina. You can see an inch and a half reported there. In Hawkins, Tennessee, near the Kingsport, Bristol area, inch and a half in far southwest Virginia, and snowing at Lonesome Pine. It's raining at Abington. That's what the sensor thinks anyway. And locally, we've got some snow here into Jefferson, Ashe County in North Carolina, and into Watauga County there near Boone. We've got snow showing up there. But zooming on in here, and let me show you the detailed radar picture here. You can see that the radar does think a lot of this is rain, even though that's, again, not the case. So kind of ignore the color palette a little bit for me there. But you zoom it on in, and I'm going to take that back to this so you can get a better idea. The radar picture near the radar actually is pretty dry. We're dry in Franklin County, but if you move on down past the state line here in the Mount Airy, Danbury, Wentworth, Sparta, that's where we start to see these a little bit stronger echoes showing up on the radar. And these are actually pretty decent returns through North Carolina. So as this moves north, that's why I wanted to jump on live for you. You can see it there in motion. You can tell it's tied to the jet stream, the way it kind of streaks across here, across the northern part of the screen there. But this stuff coming out of Greensboro, Thomasville, falling as rain there, but again, it may change over to some snow at times. It may be even some sleet in between, but it shouldn't be a huge deal. The ground probably is somewhat cold from this morning. Temperatures were well into the 20s, so it may be interesting to see how some of this snow, if it remains snow, falls on the ground. We can look at something called the correlation coefficient to see if any of this is rain, and I don't see an indication of that. I'm looking at the shapes of the returns. Sometimes you can pick up a rain snow line on these, but it looks like most of this is snow. Interesting. Yes. So anyway, this is moving into Halifax. See, at your airport there, South Boston, the William Tuck Airport, at an elevation of 420 feet, you've got 38.5 degrees Fahrenheit and overcast skies there in Halifax County. I usually take about 37 or 38 as my temperature for which you can start to get snowflakes. From that point down, temperatures around 40, sometimes do it if you've got enough of forcing going on aloft. But temperatures aloft everywhere are cold enough. It's just the surface that, again, will dictate whether or not we see that or not. We're at 38 here at the TV station as well. So this could be some wet snow for a few areas over the next couple of hours, say through about 1 or 2 o'clock. But again, the sun's radiation is going to get through those clouds, and temperatures, even with the clouds, will be warming up throughout the afternoon. I'll show you what some of the modeling has as we go throughout the day. This is the rapid update cycle, and I'll make this larger so you can see it. There's Virginia. And the RAP did a pretty good job of modeling this. A little bit slower with the arrival of the moisture, and again, the faster arrival meant more snow today because it was able to grab the cold weather that we had over the area this morning. But as we go through the afternoon here, this is now, and you can see how the model tries to warm up the surface. Now, the two things that will be competing will be the sun's radiation trying to warm us up today, but the fact that we've got this wave that I just showed you coming up, wave of moisture coming up from the south. So that's going to take away from some of the sun's radiation as it moves through. And again, that may temporarily switch you back over to some light snow here, Roanoke and east. Roanoke's already light snow. So the model may be a little bit too warm. 1 or 2 degrees makes all the difference when you're riding the line like this, like we have all winter. Just got mad there for a second. We haven't had any true cold air yet. And then as we go through the night tonight, I'm going to be watching the coast. Notice how the isobars down here across South Carolina start to close off a little bit. That's going to be the new area of low pressure. And folks, if you're, if you've paid attention to storms, especially the snowstorms that surprises, they do come out of the south. They do come up the coast. This one's supposed to go out to sea once it forms along the coast. If it were not to do that, if it were to stay on the coast, yes, we would probably get snow tonight by tomorrow morning. I say that as a disclaimer just in case that happens. I've seen it happen before where models have no clue as to what happens, and that is the case. And I always bang my head across my desk because I sit there and say, well, it was a Gulf low, it went up the coast, so that should have been obvious to everybody. The modeling didn't have it. I don't think this is going to do that. I don't think it's going to really surprise us. But I am seeing here on the latest HRRR, which is coming in right now, you can see this goes through midnight tonight. There you see the coastal trough starting to develop. And you see some moisture feathering back here across Kentucky and Tennessee. So there'll be another wave of energy to the west. And I don't know. We'll have to watch tonight. Right now, the thinking is it starts off cloudy from this activity over us right now. And then later tonight, this drier air up here across Ohio and Indiana is supposed to move in. But with this active southern jet, I'm not too sure I completely buy it. I would watch it. Let's look at the new NAM. That's just now coming in as well. 12Z NAM, we'll put this in motion. This is today's. Notice how the jet stream picks that moisture up. So mainly light rain and snow through about 4 o'clock, and things kind of taper off. Then that coastal low starts to develop. There it is. Let me zoom you into the region of interest here. There it is. Let's see what happens on the NAM. Notice this moisture here across southwest Virginia. This is, again, by early morning, just after midnight, 2 o'clock in the morning. Mountains of North Carolina, southwest Tazewell County, near Giles County, Mercer County, Bluefield there, and going into eastern Kentucky has snow. And we've got some little light rain-snow mix returns showing up there. And that low does develop. It tries to stay near the coast. Then the moisture as rain falls in North Carolina, but it gets awfully close into our area, right up to South Boston and Halifax. And that could be snow if it decides to go farther west. So it's very iffy. Give it about 20% chance of that happening, but it's a chance. Saying there's a chance. And that moves out, and then we warm up. Whatever happens today and tonight, we warm up big time for Tuesday into Wednesday. Here we are again. There's your system. I'll take off the reports here so you can see it. And we'll take the overlay off so you can just see what it looks like. Get rid of the satellite for you too. There's more of a plain view. The radar returns are picking us up, but it's evaporating before it hits the ground here across central Virginia. That's one reason I had these reports overlaid, because this is where it is reaching the ground. But in our area right now, it's falling as areas of light snow. Watching this again, watching the second area now of moisture, and I think this may be the one that grabs folks' attention if it can get here in time before temperatures warm up too much more. Now I'm 39 degrees at the TV station. So now if I had to guess, I'd say this is going to fall as light rain where I'm at in Franklin County. 38, I could see, some snow, and 39, I could see a mix, but once you're getting into the upper 30s, you're pushing it as you approach 40 degrees. But areas certainly here across the Bent Mountain in the Roanoke County and Catawba, up through even the Allegheny Highlands, Lexington, Botetourt County, Fincastle, and right now in the western North Carolina, again, it's snowing. So there's going to be a little light accumulation here, already is in Tazewell County. So that's all for right now. I just wanted to give you a radar update. I'm going to head back to work now. But do send your reports to me on my Facebook page and follow me on Patreon. If you have $1 a month to spare, I do appreciate it. Everything I show you, folks may be wondering why I do that charge. It's because everything I'm showing you here has a fee to it. So this product, everything here, I have to pay. This right here is $180 a year per computer, and I have 2 computers on this. This program right here was $360. And those temperatures are $360 for that. These temperatures pop on here from time to time. They'll change and they'll go back. Again, it's kind of buggy right now, but everything is, has a price to it. Now, this is free, but then go to the Weather Bell here. This is a charge. True Weather is a charge that I go to. This is models.us. By the way, while I'm here, I wanted to show you. There we go. There's a Whistler logo. Want to get them on. Since we're talking about temperatures, they sponsor temperatures. You can see we warm up here on the GFS model in Roanoke, warm up into the 50s over the next couple of days. This is today, and we go through Tuesday, 47. I've got temperatures warmer than that. I've got temperatures in the mid to upper 50s. I think we're going to hit near 60 in Southside Wednesday, Thursday. Then a front comes in Friday, and notice we fall back off into the upper 30s for Saturday. So it's going to get cold this weekend, but ahead of that, we're actually going to warm up. Got a bit of a roller coaster here. We're going up that hill and getting high in the sky here. Temperatures 50s to around 60 Wednesday, Thursday, even Friday maybe 50. Then temperatures are going to crash down. And in between, the models are indicating some pretty strong wind through here for Friday and the Saturday. So we could have a wind event on our hands as this colder air comes rushing in. And then we level off to around 40 for highs for the late part of the weekend. Less wind on Sunday. It'll be kind of a brutal chilly day for Saturday. Less wind Sunday and the Monday, and moderating temperatures after that. Some hints maybe of some weather with that. Perhaps some snow in a few locations. But we'll watch it for you very carefully. But thank you, Whistler Plumbing, for sponsoring that. All right, that's your update for right now. We'll have more. I'll have more if I need to update you later tonight on that coastal system that's going to try to develop so close this winter. We'll try again tonight. Not a good chance, but it's a low chance.